Alright y'all, welcome back to the channel and to some more turkey patterning here. And as you can probably hear in the background, we've got cicadas like crazy out here today because it's 10 o'clock and it's already over 90 degrees. And some of you guys might notice I do have the umbrella out here today too, and that's kind of a first around here. But I've got a bunch of testing to get done today and I don't want to burn up in the heat too bad, so we brought out the umbrella. But I've got another shell and choke combination that we haven't tested yet, so I figured we'll bring them out here and see what they can do here. So the shell we've got out here for this test are some more of these. These are the Salt Creek custom 2-ounce load of lead number 6s here. And this has been a really pretty good performing lead load so far. It has definitely shown some really good results for a lead turkey load like this. So I'm really curious to see what today's setup combination is going to do for it as well. And that setup combination is the Mossberg 835 Ulti-Mag with the Indian Creek 675 constriction choke here. This gun and choke combination has definitely shown us some good results in the past with different loads and different lead loads as well. So I'm thinking we should see some pretty decent results today if I had to take a guess right now. But as for that test, it's going to be the same distance, 40 yards, just like usual. I do also have the chronograph, so we'll run them across there as well. So let me take you guys down and get you set up on the target. We'll shoot the shot, we'll glance at our chronograph number real quick, and then we'll go see how these shells really perform down at 40 yards on the paper. So let's go over here and shoot them and see how they do. Alright, so that shell gave us 1,268 feet per second across the chronograph. I think that might be a little bit faster than what we normally see, but it's still within that 1,200 range that we have seen from these Salt Creek shells. So I definitely don't think there's really too much to worry about here. So let's go look at our target and see how they performed. Alright, so we're down here now at our 40-yard paper, and this is pretty interesting. It's not exactly what I expected, but first off, we do have a dead turkey. There's 3 or 4 of them in the spine right there, so he is a dead bird for sure. But if we back up and look, I believe we were a little bit left as far as our core goes right over here, which is surprisingly not extremely tight, and it's a little bit less even overall than what we've seen so far out of these shells. But backing up even farther here, we do have a pattern that's kind of a little bit more open than what I was really expecting to see here. It's still absolutely a turkey killing pattern for sure. It's just I was expecting to see a little bit tighter, a little bit more condensed pattern. But from testing these previously, I think that 665 constriction is right where these 6s want to be. That 665 constriction just seems to be kind of the magic number for these lead 6s, it seems. Because this pattern doesn't look like it's blown wide open or something malfunctioned in the wad or anything like that. It just looks to me like it's not quite enough constriction. Being a 675, it's definitely a little bit more open than some of the other stuff we've tested them in so far. So in that case, should we test it through another choke that's a little bit tighter still and just kind of confirm our suspicions here? I've still got one left, so we can absolutely try it through another choke combo if you guys want to see it. But it would still kill a turkey as far as this pattern's concerned. I just don't think it was quite enough constriction for us here on this one. Alright, and here's the wad out of that shell. Looks pretty good. Just 1 or 2 very minor little tears in it, but nothing at all that I would be concerned about. But you can clearly see those little ribs on the inside of that Indian Creek choke, how they imprinted themselves on this wad here. But overall, nothing really that I'm too concerned about. There's nothing stuck down in there at all, so I definitely think the wad did its job about as good as you can ask for it in this one here. Alright, well, what did you guys think about that? It was a little bit surprising on my end, I gotta say. It's still not a bad pattern by any means. It's just not quite as condensed as what I was expecting it to be. But it is a 675, and from previous testing, like I said earlier, these really seem to like 665 constriction range. So in this case, I just think we didn't have quite enough constriction for those lead 6s. But all in all, what do you guys think about it? Is that a pattern that you like and that you would use? Or were you a little bit surprised like I was? It's definitely not a bad pattern whatsoever. It'll absolutely work on a turkey. But I want to know your thoughts about it, so leave me a comment and let me know what you think. And I do have to thank Keith and the guys over at Salt Creek for sending me these shells. Regardless of what you think about this test here and the results we got, they definitely make a really good shell. But as usual with any shell or any turkey load, go out and test it in your gun and your choke and see how it performs, because it may clearly like some chokes over others or some guns over others or anything like that. But on that note, it's only getting hotter out here and I've still got 4 or 5 more tests I want to film today for you guys. So stay tuned because we've got plenty more coming, some really interesting stuff as well. So with that being said, I'll see y'all in the next one.